5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A few days ago, I was unpacking from my holiday and I walked into this room and I looked at everything, right? The Kratos statue, my T800, my alien prop, my shelves full of physical games. And I've read the news about Sony's direction regarding physical media, but I also saw the entirety of the backlash that content creators, but also general people in the gaming community, how they reacted on it, and it actually made me stop for a second, a couple of days. Not because I hate digital. I don't really, trust me. I don't hate digital. I buy digital games. I absorb digital entertainment just as much as everybody else, right? But it made me wonder, are we quietly witnessing the end of something that has been part of gaming or life in general? Or has the writing been on the wall for some times? Because at this point, we need to conclude that the concept of ownership and purchasing is eroding fast.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
Really fast. And I'm a lawyer from background, right? I've studied international European law, and the concepts of ownership and purchase are pretty hard. Purchase is the transfer of ownership. Ownership itself is, in most Western countries, a legal assumption. And hold on, with that we mean that if you see somebody walking on the street, everything you see with this person, his clothes, his bikes, his car, his house, everything, his couch, everything is, we assume it's theirs. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess. Everybody needs to prove constantly that it's them. But now with the rise of digital, these concepts are eroding quickly right now, quickly. But on the other side, we had this coming for over a decade now. Currently, 90 to 95% of all our entertainment is absorbed digitally. If Apple TV decides to pull the plug, I still have a huge catalog of. I don't buy my movies anymore, but I used to have those Blu-rays, and now I have a lot of movies on my Apple TV. If they decide to pull the plug, these movies are gone. So, in essence, digital means that you have a license to access something for a undefined period of time, but it's not yours anymore. It's not. And on the other side, we are being left to the mercy of, in this instance, Sony as a monopoly in distributing the games and selling the games. So what consequences does this all have? The end of physical gaming. Just like anything else, if you buy a chair, you own a chair. You buy a game, you own the game. Today, we're watching that slowly disappear. And honestly, for me, guys, as a kid of the 80s, again, this is not a Sony rant. This is not an anti-digital rant. Absolutely not. It's just seeing what is happening and that the writing was on the wall for some time. But it hurts. It hurts. So the question is, how did we got here in the first place? Let's be fair. Digital didn't become popular for no reason.
GameStop announced today it's closing hundreds of stores.
When's the last time you went to the mall? It's probably been a while. Due to the popularity of online shopping, thousands of malls in this country close every year.
Right. There is as said, 90 to 95% of all our entertainment is obtained digitally, right? Even if I want to watch a movie, you have Netflix, you have Hulu, you have Disney Plus, HBO, you have Apple TV, where you can also just rent and buy movies. I don't see a reason to buy movies anymore. If there's not a movie on a streaming platform, I will rent it on Apple TV, and then it's gone. And with rent, that's fine. But in essence, digital didn't become popular for no reason. It solved a lot of problems, right? Convenient. Midnight releases? No problem, no queues, no stores, no waiting. But to be absolutely fair, waiting in queue for that game and the atmosphere it brought and just the sheer, we're all in together, we're going to wait for that new Call of Duty or for the new GTA, or there were events and there were things handed out and goodie bags and all these things. But on the other side, it's just convenience. It's laziness that digital became so big. We didn't have to leave our houses anymore. Nothing. And on the flip side, for developers, updates, they can patch that game instantly. 20 years ago, a broken game stayed broken. Today, fixes arrive in days even, right? So there is also a convenience on that side. And from that point of view, it made sense, right? It made sense that this became so popular so quickly because on one side you have developers that can manage their product easily. On the other side you have gamers that don't have to worry about their pre-orders or going to a store, just the convenience of your own home. On the flip side, you also have libraries. You have one device, hundreds of games. You don't need those shelves and no swapping things. And that's why I think I'm part of a dinosaur group that eventually will go extinct, maybe. But I just love, wait. This is just a snapshot, right? If I want to play Titanfall, I can. If I want to play, to be fair, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Who loves it? Put in a comment. I just love this game. If I want to play, just pop in my 360 and just go for it. Doesn't matter what game. I could just pop it in, play it. I'm not attached to any of developers or companies that will shut servers down or take licensing away from me. I even believe that Sony now has a rule that if you haven't touched the game for 30 days that the license is revoked. But just put in the comments if I'm right. I just got back from holiday, so I don't know the nitty-gritty details. We also have sales, weekend discounts, bundles, instant purchasing. Digital made gaming incredibly convenient, and it's not just gaming, it's across the board with entertainment, movies, what have you, and that's why it won. It's not because companies forced us, it's because we embraced a natural flow of the internet that kickstarted and all the means that we found on distributing goods and services. But something changed.
GameStop announced today it's closing hundreds of stores.
Convenience slowly became dependence. Now we have always online requirements, right? We have games that require you to constantly be online, otherwise you're unable to play the game. We have mandatory launchers, we have account linking processes, authentication services, we have DRM, cloud verification. You buy a game and then you spend 20 minutes logging into 3 different accounts sometimes. Single player games require internet online check if you or if the security policy is met. That would have sounded insane just 20 years ago, maybe even 10 to 15 years ago. And here's the scary part. We barely question this anymore. We just barely question it anymore. We've become so conditioned that people actually, I saw online a few comments. The first one was, Sony does this to please shareholders. Yeah, of course they do. Businesses have a very clear objective, and that is survival and growth, right? On the other side, you have people that invest in your survival and growth. But what do these people want? They want an ROI, a return on investment. Thank you very much. So what they demand from the company where they invest their money in is to invest in those routes where you have the highest amount of turnover, revenue, the highest amount of profit, margin, and the lowest amount of cost. So now comes Sony's decision, and this is where Sony enters the conversation. It's not Sony that actually kickstarted it. It's actually Sony just making the first step on a process that was inevitable. Recent discussions in our PlayStation direction have reignited fears that physical media is becoming less important. It's not a fear, it's a truth, and it has been a writing on the wall for 10-15 years. And maybe gaming see this as another step towards an all digital future, right? And that sparked a huge backlash. And honestly, I do understand it 100%. Again, this is just seeing what's happening, but on one side, acknowledging that it's pretty logical what's happening, and on the other side, seeing the direct consequences, because physical ownership means something. You can lend it, you can sell it, you can display it, you can keep it forever, or at least that's how it used to feel.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
But every generation has shifted more heavily towards a digital distribution, and many fans worry that the next generation could continue that trend. It will continue that trend, because if you're looking at Xbox, they have that Play Anywhere. That can only work if you are buying your games from a centralized server. Because in essence, your ROG Xbox LIX or your Xbox Series X or your PC function as some kind of a doorway or a gateway to that centralized point. And that means that if you're playing your PC, you can continue on your Xbox Series X in the living room, and when you go out in an airplane, then you can continue with that game if you don't need an online requirement. That's it. But okay, you know what I'm getting at. So why are people now angry? I'm not that angry. I'm just a nostalgic mofo, I guess. I'm a kid of the 80s. If I'm just looking to my left, I've got my Transformers, I've got my Skeletor from He-Man, Star Wars, the whole goddamn thing. It's enormous. I'm 47 years old and I'm drowning in toys, but but that's okay. It's nostalgia, right? It's also economics. Imagine a future where there is only one place to buy your PlayStation games. You're a PlayStation, I've got PlayStation, I've got everything. There's only one place to buy your PlayStation games. The PlayStation Store. No competition, no used games, no local game shop, no retailer discount. That's freaking dangerous, man. That's dangerous. Competition keeps prices honest. It's a law that's been around for decades, for centuries, for thousands of years. Consumers will lose bargaining power, 100%. Whether you're talking about games, movies, musics, or fewer choices, usually will actually always mean less price pressure. And then we have, I think that I'm belonging to that group. I've got a friend of mine who's absolutely a nutcase with that. Is the collector's perspective. This one's personal. If you would just look around in my room, from the Kratos statue, the T-800, the Alien prop, my physical games, those aren't just products. They're memories for me. They truly are memories for me. They're conversations. They're pieces of gaming history, right? I still remember buying games on launch day, having that pre-order out, getting a goodie bag or something attached to that pre-order from the game developer and the manufacturer and the retailer. Just going back in the car, reading the manual already and seeing the artwork, opening the case for the first time. I'm not gonna get emotional, but that ritual mattered, right? That experience from that generation of gaming is different. It's not worse, it's different. And maybe that's why the topic hits people from my generation a little harder, I think, because I am part of the last group of dinosaurs that actually know what it was to physically own things and making your own decision. And now we're just coming into a lazy / convenience era where people are conditioned just to buy, and then it's gone. And people gradually accept that their ownership doesn't mean anything, and they're completely delivered in the mercy of corporate greed to an extent as well. And I would find it weird that on one side people criticize big corporate entities, but on the other side they're just running like sheep in the same direction of that being attached to those corporate entities like Activision, like Ubisoft, like all these guys. And and here's the thing. I don't think we can stop it. And maybe I will lose a lot of people on this small section here, but I don't think resistance is going to change the outcome. I just recently posted something on Instagram where I commented on something. I said, the only way to stop this, is to just not buy, for example, the PlayStation 6 and the new Xbox. Just do not buy it. Don't pre-order it. Don't buy it. Don't stick with what we have. And then these guys will just, oh wow, we made a mistake. But it's not going to happen, because there will always be a very critical mass, and an even growing critical mass of people that it's a new generation maybe as well. They don't care, because if we look at the amount of things we buy digitally, it's 90 to 95%. We don't buy CDs anymore. I know that there is a small rise in vinyl again, but that's just a very small, very targeted group of people that actually start loving that old knispery sound of the vinyl record. Look at movies. When was the last time anyone rented a DVD or bought a DVD or bought a Blu-ray online? I still have a lot of Blu-rays, but I don't even... Yeah, well, okay, I got my PlayStations or my Xbox, I can put it in, but everything became digital. Gaming isn't leading this change by even the stretch of an imagination. So what about the PlayStation 6 and eventually also the new Project Helix from Xbox? Well, Sony changed course. Personally, I don't think they'll reverse the direction. They won't completely. What I see maybe as a compromise is premium collector editions, right? You can buy online, limited physical releases for a very limited time, steel books, boutique editions, because collectors still exist. I'm one of them to an extent. A friend of mine is way worse than I am, but collectors spend money, top dollar. They are willing to pay more to get more, like a prop that is attached to it that makes it funny or nice visibly in your studio to put on a shelf. But I do think physical gaming is not going to become the standard again. It's not. No, I think PlayStation 6 will lean even further into digital. They will try to create an ecosystem that Microsoft to an extent has with Play Anywhere, with your ROG, with your PC and your Xbox. They're going to double down maybe a bit as well on handheld gaming, and meaning that if you start The Last of Us Part X on your PlayStation 6, then eventually you can continue on your Portal and continue on another handheld. I don't know, something like that. The question isn't whether digital wins. I think it already has won, looking at the numbers. The real question is, can Sony and the rest of the industry find a way to preserve ownership, consumer choice in where they absorb their entertainment from, and gaming history while embracing their digital future? And I think that's a very hard process to I don't think that that's going to work, actually. I think that ownership and purchasing are going to erode as a concept even more, despite embracing the future, but also preserve ownership is actually mattering, but it's going to be hard. So what are my final thoughts on this matter? I'm not making this video because I hate digital. Absolutely not. I buy digital games. I absorb entertainment digitally. I love the convenience, 100%. I'm working in the cloud and data center infrastructure business, so I am actually the one that is helping building that infrastructure to make this happen. So, but that's not because I want ownership and purchasing as a concept being eroded, or competition, or established monopolies for PlayStation or Sony as a company. But I also don't want gaming to lose something important, and that is owning your game, displaying maybe your collection, walking into a game store and being immersed and just overwhelmed with what's there, finding a hidden gem on a shelf. And again, I'm a dinosaur. Maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe it's just getting older, or maybe I just don't know. Some things really are worth holding on to. I'm not that guy to say, "Oh, back then everything was better." It's not. Look at the amount of wealth we gained. Look at the amount of stuff we have. We're not worse off than 30, 40 years ago. We are better off right now, and problems are different right now. But I'm a nostalgic mofo, and I'm very curious on what you all think. Are you still buying physical games? Do you think digital has already won? Do you think maybe I'm just nagging or not? You know, I'm just very curious on how you look at all these physical things that we surround ourselves with, and especially the concept of ownership in the digital world. It's a difficult discussion, my dear friends of the show. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to see you all finding my channel more and more. So thank you for that. If you're new here, drop a like, subscribe, hit those notifications buttons. You will not miss a thing. Thank you for being patient with me while I was on vacation a couple of weeks. Hope you're also enjoying the summer with your family and with your friends. When you're back, I'm happy to catch you all online. See you on the battlefield. Moment 6 out.